I guess it would be nice if I started talking, huh, guys? Are you an emergency speaker who's manually, okay, following up on every inquiry, sending individual thank you emails after events, and or following up via not following up, okay? Or forgetting to nurture relationships because you're too busy chasing the next opportunity. As the lead developer of the 2025 SpeakerCon Conference virtual experience, I've automated the relationship management for hundreds of clients and now speakers. And today I'm showing you exactly how to build go high levels workflows that handle your speaking business processes automatically. So come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today as we discuss GHL workflows and automations for the emerging speaker. So I've already prefaced this by saying to you guys, if you are an emerging speaker and you are spending hours every week manually following up on inquiries, sending individual thank you emails, and trying to remember who to contact and when, then this tutorial is going to give you your life back. It's going to save you your time. And again, it's going to give you your life back. I'm BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, lead developer of the 2025 SpeakerCon Conference virtual experience. And I've built systems for hundreds of clients and now speakers. And now we are leveling them up to include automation. So today I'm showing you exactly how to create Go High Levels workflows that will be able to handle your routine speaking business processes automatically while maintaining the personal relationships that generate the bookings. Okay. So we're going to start specifically and jump right into speaker workflows. Okay. This is the automation that enhances the relationships. Wait a minute, but before we build any workflows, you need to understand the philosophy behind speaker automation. Many speakers will resist automation because they think it makes their communication impersonal. And the opposite is actually true when it's done correctly. Automation handles the routine, predictable tasks so that you can focus on your personal attention. And that is what matters the most. Instead of spending time on administrative follow ups, you're now available for more meaningful conversations with your EPs, with your prospects, with clients of your speaking business. And the key is designing the workflow that actually feels personable and personal, even when they're automated. So you can use things like dynamic content, personal messaging, and strategic timing, right, to create an automatic sequence that recipients experience as thoughtful, professional, warm, right, and actually connective. Okay. So from developing the 2025 SpeakerCon conference, the virtual experience, I am learning that successful speakers actually do use automation to be more responsive, not less personal. Okay. So they respond to inquiries faster, follow up more consistency, and maintain relationships more systematically than speakers who try to handle everything manually. This also allows for errors and it allows for burnout, honestly. Okay. So your workflow should handle the what and the when of the communication while preserving your personal voice and relationship building approach in the how. Okay. So, as I said, let's talk about the speaker inquiry workflow. And let me share with you exactly how to build this speaker inquiry workflow. This is what handles every inquiry for you professionally and consistently. This workflow triggers when someone submits your speaker inquiry form and manages the entire process from the initial response to book the initial response and trying to book you to the follow-up, or it continues on beyond the follow-up depending on how you set it up. Now, the workflow starts immediately with a confirmation email. So that lets them know immediately that the inquiry was received. It sets expectations for a response time from you, which is right away, right? And provides your speaker maybe the one sheet, the bio, the press kit, whichever you're used to terminologizing it, and additional resources should you set it up that way. This immediate response shows professionalism, right? And it keeps prospects and the EPs engaged while you prepare your personal follow up, right? So within 24 hours, the workflow creates a task for you to personally respond to the inquiry. So this part isn't automated because speaking hour inquiries really do require some personal attention, but the workflow will ensure that you never miss an opportunity or forget to follow up, right? So if the prospect doesn't actually respond to your personal follow up within a week or within a couple of days, however you set it, the workflow sends a gentle follow up email that provides additional value. Again, nurturing the EP or the prospect. It could be something like a testimonial, for something similar to what they've inquired about, or it could answer some common questions that most EPs, that's event planners, that they'll ask. And then after about 2 weeks without a response, the workflow moves the contact to a long-term nurturing sequence that provides value, content monthly, maybe even while you continue, on with your life, keeping you and your opportunity top of mind for future opportunities, right? The point of this workflow is that it will handle administrative tasks like updating the contact records, assigning, to a pipeline, scheduling follow-up reminders, tracking responses, and things like that. You continue to focus on the relationship building while the workflow handles the process management. Okay. So another option that you have is your event follow-up workflow. So if you're following the entire sequence, you know that there are three that we discussed inside of the funnel. And so I am actually discussing the workflow that accompanies the funnel for the automated side of this, right? So the systematic audience nurturing for your event follow-up workflow. This is crucial when we're talking about converting the actual speaking engagements into ongoing relationships and even future opportunities. This workflow activates after you speak at an event. That's why it's called the event follow up, right? And it systematically continues to nurture all of the audience members who provided contact information via your system. The workflow begins immediately after your presentation with a thank you email that includes your presentation slides. So should you choose to do that, it could be your speaker notes, it could be your tips or something like that. Those are the additional resources that you could mention throughout your talk, and an invitation to connect with them on your favorite social media platform. Because we're talking professional, LinkedIn is usually top of mind. This immediate follow-up capitalizes on the engagement and the interest that your presentation would have generated during its delivery, right? And then 3 days later, the workflow sends additional insights related to your presentation topic. This might be maybe an article you've written, a blog, maybe a case study, some social proof, something that supports the points that you gave in the presentation. And it could also answer questions that came up during your presentation. This positions you as a valuable resource beyond your speaking, right? And then beyond that, 1 week after the event, the workflow can include a gentle introduction to your speaking services for their organization or something like that. This isn't a sales pitch, it's a professional mention that you're available for other speaking opportunities if they happen to know any relevant events. And then it could potentially go a step further 2 weeks later or so. It actually would, the workflow could invite the audience members to join your email list, to get a newsletter, to join a different social media platform for ongoing insights, some updates. And this now will move them from the event specific contacts to your broader relationship building system. Again, this workflow continues with monthly value add communication. Again, keeping you top of mind, right? While, of course, gently providing more genuine value to that audience. All right. Now, the last of these two are the relationship maintenance workflow. All right. This ensures that no valuable contact goes dormant due to neglect. Now, we've all heard Zig Ziglar, I believe it is, and the fortune is in the follow up. And if we don't follow up, that's what I'm referring to when I say neglect. This actual workflow helps you with that because it monitors contact activity and it does it automatically, initiating any type of appropriate outreach based on the relationship type you've tagged it with, as the last interaction date or something like that. So if you've had prospects who actually have not contacted you in like 30 days, then the workflow would send a value add email with relevant industry insights or speaking tips or, somehow maintaining visibility without being pushy or sales focused, okay? And then you have the option for fellow speakers and referral sources. They can get like quarterly check-in emails that share your recent speaking success and their ask about their current projects, because then you would be able to see what your network is involved in without putting yourself out there. You're asking them to give you some insight to what they're doing. And this will maintain collaborative relationships that often lead to possible, referral opportunities and joint opportunities that could, work out for you. So the workflow can also create a task for personal outreach. High value contacts will get a personal phone call. You could set that up as a voice message. You could send out LinkedIn messages, should you have that aspect connected. Again, it identifies when personal attention is needed and schedules reminders accordingly. Again, all on automation once we set it up. And then finally, you guys hear me always talk about tracking, 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 tracking. Never miss potential engagements when you have the opportunity tracking workflow to ensure you never miss potential speaking engagements, again, due to poor follow-up or bad timing. Okay, this workflow monitors your pipeline, and we'll get into some of that terminology, right? But it monitors your pipeline and automates any of the appropriate actions based on where they are and what stage they're in based on the timeline that you set. So when a speaking opportunity is identified, the workflow immediately creates follow-up tasks with appropriate timing. Meaning, if you're thinking about conferences, they generally book, with a 6 to 12 month lead time, while corporate events, they generally book with a 30, 60, 90-day outlook. Okay. So the workflow would schedule follow ups based on that typical decision timeline. And then this will allow you to actually pay attention, because it's going to track, the proposal rates, meaning how often you send out the pitches, and identifies patterns in your booking success, so you can pay more attention to the high value receipt versus those that go dormant, right? And those who aren't really responding. Again, this workflow will identify referral opportunities. So when you book a speaking engagement, it automatically creates tasks to ask for referrals and testimonials, and that will maximize the value of each successful booking. Now, you hear me talk and you've seen me, push this very, very, very quickly here and there. Workflow integration and optimization. These workflows work together to create a complete automated system for your speaking business. Your inquiry workflow handles new prospects. Your event workflow nurtures audiences and those who attended. Your relationship maintenance workflow keeps them warm. And then your opportunity, obviously, tracking workflow manages everything that is in your pipeline. I hope this is making sense. It's a lot of big words for this industry. But again, here is a checklist that I ensure that you receive to break down. And of course, you can go back on YouTube if you aren't subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely subscribe to the playlist so that you can see quickly how to get where you need to get. And most importantly, so that you can see, let's get the workflow checklist up, so that you can see the notifications for your YouTube, through your YouTube, whenever we go live. So here I'm going to plus share screen. Share screen. And let's bring this on to the screen so that you guys are able to see the checklist. And again, I ensure that each and every one of these 30 tutorials has a very thorough, detailed checklist. So we discussed the speaker funnel. Here is the checklist for the speaker funnel. These are the speaker inquiry, the resource funnel, and the event follow-up funnel that we discussed. Here is the checklist for the speaker website, where we talked about the home page, the about page, the speaking topics page, and the testimonials page. Here is the checklist for the CRM, where we're talking about the contact, audit, and preparation, the CRM setup, the fields that you'll create, the tagging system. All of that was covered on a previous tutorial, tutorial 3. And here we are in tutorial 4 where we're talking about the workflow and the automation checklist, okay? And again, each and every part of this is broken down in a checkbox format here. So as you work through each area inside of your own GHL account, you are available to check it off the list, keeping you organized and giving you the exact framework that you will utilize for all of this. Okay. So download the speaker workflow templates checklist inside of the founding members community. Let me go ahead and put that community tag up here. It's community.martinabrityelverton.com so that you can get access to all of the tools, because it includes, as you see, step-by-step instructions for building each workflow. Next week, we'll be talking about the email system and the SMS systems so that you can customize and optimize by each of the guidelines. I don't miss a beat in making sure you know exactly what these workflows will do to build on the funnels, the websites, the CRM that we've covered in previous tutorials. I make sure that you have everything you need. So make sure you've implemented those first. So you will need to go back and watch last week's Teacher Tuesday, Watch Me Work Wednesday, and Frameworks Fridays, because that's 1, 2, and 3, funnels, websites, and CRM, before you get to today's Teacher Tuesday and today's checklist for the workflows. Okay. Flush that out for you. All right. And again, so next I'll be showing you how to create Go High Level email templates that work perfectly with the workflows. Okay. So again, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if for any reason you decide you're ready for done with your implementation of your complete automated speaker business system, then definitely reach out to me, martinabrittyelverton.com, and inquire for more. Now, again, guys, as I said, I have this amazing journey that will it's for you if you are an emerging speaker. However, I am giving opportunity for those who register as my special guest using the SpeakerCon 2025.martinabrittyelverton.com. If you use that, then you are available to register for SpeakerCon, right? And you may qualify for a free system to be built for you as an emerging speaker. However, you have to be registered for the conference. And I have to be able to see you on the list to send you the application process so that you will be able to understand and utilize the same infrastructure that supported my progression from a participant to a featured speaker to conference developer. So I hope you see value in that and you will jump on the opportunity. There are only 3 slots available. And as we just started delivering this information out, once the algorithm takes shapes, the views go up and people begin to see this information as we get closer to the event. Then you're going to be on a waiting list for the discounted slots to be able to get your complete automated system built for you. Okay. So I hope you understand that value. I hope you're excited about the conference. Go to SpeakerCon 2025. Definitely go over there, speakercon2025.martinabrittyelverton.com. View the information, grab your registration. It is a free virtual experience. You guys will not be disappointed. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. So take another 2 minutes to listen to the outro and understand the value that the agency has. Hey y'all, hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, speaking directly to my 50 plus professionals with an incredible area of expertise, yet you're still struggling to attract premium clients who actually value your experience. Guess what? You're in the right place, because here at the age of 53, I've made a strategic decision to focus my 2 decades of value exclusively on helping experienced professionals like us transform our expertise into personal, profitable brands. Here's what's different about this approach. I don't treat you like a beginner. We leverage together your decades of experience as competitive advantages, not obstacles. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I provide content on YouTube specifically designed for 50 plus professionals transitioning into no gatekeeping entrepreneurship. You'll get behind the scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and practical strategies that you can implement right now. But here's where it gets even gooder, as I say. You're not just watching from the sidelines. I'm building a foundational community exclusively for the stuck and struggling. And as a founding active member, you'll get direct access to me, my framework, and we build your profitable brand together. Plus, through our strategic partnerships, founding members get access to daily support meetings at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. This gives you consistent professional guidance, a proven 4-hour workday strategy expert, and network opportunities right within our community. If you need more personalized guidance, I regularly bring founding members live into Zoom or StreamYard as guests for real-time Q&A, strategy sessions, and collaborative problem solving. It's like having a personal brand strategist at the ready. But for my serious 50 plus professionals who are ready for an intensive transformation, our VIP days will provide complete brand development and delivery in a single intensive session. Your expertise deserves premium positioning. Your experience is your competitive advantage. So, yes, join the founding community, engage in our live sessions, and let's build the profitable personal brand that you deserve. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in our founding community. Yes, and yes.